President William Samoei Ruto has time and time again been committing political suicide with any matter involving the former DP, Rigathi Gachagua. And yesterday, being on a Sunday, there were attempts by detectives with unmasked Subarus to block the former DP, Rigathi Gachagua, from attending a church service in Kahawa Sukari. And from where I sit, I will beg to ask the question, why is President William Samoei Ruto being very consistent in deploying archaic methods against his alleged enemies? Honestly, why will the state treat the former DP like a criminal when you and I know that he is very much far from being one? Or what is it that the state fears from the former DP, that it goes to an extent that it fears that the former DP will verbally diarrhea to Kenyans that we Kenyans ought not to know? Why is the state fearing this man? And of course, the police aren't to be left outside in this, because why will also the police accept to be used to this extent? And the dangers of they being used is that if they choose not to go on a go slow against such impunities, I kid you not, the country, or they may plunge the country into irreparable anarchy, of which I am not a prophet, but when that time comes, I kid you not, of course, they won't like it. And when they were asked why they were blocking him from attending a church service, they did state that the former DP was a threat to the national security. And of course, that begs me to ask the question, why now? Why is it that the police are being used, or they are being remote controlled to an extent that they are imposing very harsh, and they're trying to withdraw the former DP's fundamental rights of freedom of expression and freedom of worship? Why is it that all these illegalities are currently happening at such a time? Now, from where I sit, if I was just asked to advise President William Samoei Ruto, then my simple advice to him will be he should just let the police work independently, and he should dissuade them from harassing his alleged enemies, simply because the dangers of he using the police to undermine and harass his enemies is that in this context, if the police are going to be used in harassing the former DP, Rigathi Gachagua, then that is not only going to be very detrimental to the former DP, but rather to President William Samoei Ruto too. Because the more they harass the former DP, one, the more they build and gain him some political mileage. And two, the more they harass the former DP, the more President William Samoei Ruto destroys his long-built reputation to an extent that this tantamounts to him scoring an own goal in his own backyard. So by chance, if he thinks that punishing the former DP or harassing the former DP is going to be detrimental to him alone, I kid you not, that is tantamount to him scoring an own goal. And before even I come to the penultimate part of this episode, just allow me say this. From where I sit, I see a string of possibilities that in the remaining 3 years before we come to 2027 general election, I honestly see a string of possibilities that President William Samoei Ruto is going to use the police service to install fear and intimidation not only to the former DP, but also to his very close allies. I'm honestly anticipating for several summons from the DCI to the EACC, not only for the former DP, but also to his close allies. And this shall be a strategic move by President William Samoei Ruto, simply because he knows for a fact that when they set the former DP free, I kid you not, he also knows that the DP may act as a stumbling block to President Ruto's re-election. And in this context, for President William Samoei Ruto knows that sooner or later, the former DP is going to start to spread the gospel of anti-Ruto slogan and Ruto must go. So he is doing all this not by default, but rather by design, because he knows when the former DP is set free, I kid you not, he is going to begin spreading the gospel of Ruto must go. So he is doing all this by design. But from where I sit, that has just been my opinion. If by any chance you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. And by any chance, if you have been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, you can as well consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you and may God bless you.